Hey, good day, everybody. This is The Shifters. I'm Mark.
I'm Linda.
Welcome to our world and when the shift hits the fan. Well, let's take a walk.
All right.
You know, we get lots of people writing in, asking us about different things. But one of the biggest things that people are very, very concerned about is they're in hell. And how the hell do you find happiness when you're actually there?
Right.
So, yeah, today we decided we were going to give you our top tips on how to actually facilitate that, because we know it's very difficult. We know that hell is not very attractive, and happiness looks really appealing, but if you're not looking for the right kind of happiness, or you're looking for happiness in all the wrong places, I think that's a song.
Oh, I think it is too.
I think it is too.
But it should be.
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk about that. So Linda, let's just sit down and let's chat.
Okay.
There we go. You know, well, here, guys, look where we are. Well, we've been spending the last 10 days here, and we're celebrating.
We are. Big celebration.
Big celebration. It's Randy, and if you previous shows, you'll know that Randy is Linda's husband. It's their, how many?
30.
30.
30.
Yeah. It's my daughter's 30th year.
Ah.
And it is my 15th year of winning my battle with cancer.
And it's my first year.
And it's your first year. So
lots to celebrate, Mark.
Lots to celebrate, and we are. And here's the reason why. We decided that we were going to take this trip with some amazing friends and family that we have.
Mm-hmm.
And it was that we could go to the place on earth that we had never been before, neither of us.
Right.
And that we could have new adventures. We've had some really
We've had some cool adventures.
Amazing. If any of us had navigation skills, we probably would have not had those adventures.
I know.
But it's been fun. I mean, but here's the thing. The road up to this home, like here, guys, see way down there?
Whoa.
That's how high we are. So, but the road, it zigs and it zags, and you go around these hair turns. Mm-hmm. Hair turn corners.
And they're not flat hairpin corners. They're like, it's almost straight up and turn hairpin corners.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really interesting.
Yeah. So that can become a little frustrating when you're trying to navigate things. We went by the house 4 times because we couldn't find the way to get in here. It was interesting. Here's an interesting part about this. I guess we should maybe talk about this. Once we went by times, see, that's as aggravating to you as it was to us. We found landmarks and thought, gee, why didn't we notice those the first time around?
Right.
But you see, when you make mistakes, hindsight is
2020.
And that's the thing. We could have berated ourselves, but of course, we just thought it's an amazing adventure. Like, you know, nobody killed anybody.
No.
That was great.
We're all still living and healthy.
All together in this beautiful home. But that's what life is. Mm-hmm. And if you can't handle those twisty, tiny, really curved, challenging your transmission of your life, then your car's going to break down. Mm-hmm. Boy, those are really bad analogies, but they just seem so perfect today. Because we're talking about how you go from hell to happiness. And it's because you learn how to navigate all of that, all for lack of a better word, crap.
Yeah, all the crap.
All the crap. And it's not easy. And we're not here ever to say that because you can't do it, you're something lacking. Mm-hmm. You're not, because we learned. And that's something that we wanted to really talk about, because we have mentors. For my cancer battle, I had a team of 7 people who helped me. Naturopaths, nutritionists, my doctors, cancer doctors, Asian doctors. I mean, a whole team of people. And so did Linda.
Right, I had a team of 4.
Yep.
4 people. They were great.
Yeah, and the thing is that we had to listen to them. Not everything that they said did we take verbatim and do exactly everything. because we rationalized what we could do in our own minds about fighting our own battles. But that was a mentor. Like, I could not, somebody walks up to you, hey, you've got stage 4 cancer, you have 2 weeks to live. There's no way I can navigate those waters on my own.
No, not at all. And Mark, it's not just the immediate mentors. I mean, even before my battle, had I not had some amazing mindset mentors, I think that my outcomes would have been a whole lot worse, because it was through that mentorship, the training that I received, and that I was touching back upon when I was going through my battle with cancer, that I believe saved my life, Mark. Because before my mentor, especially my mindset mentors, my transformation mentors, I would have just given into it completely. I would have been hysterical. I would have worried myself into even worse health. And instead of picking myself up and as you said, not believing everything that some of my medical team was telling me, because I, at that point in time, said, I don't care what it takes. I don't care what kind of hell I'm going to go through. This outcome or even this treatment course is not going to be my path. I'm going to do something different. But it was through the strength that I gained previously that I was able to really focus on my inner game, to control what I was allowing outside of me into my mind, so that it could really mess it up.
Well, and that's exactly true, and that's why we get pulled all over the road when we can't navigate our own waters properly, and that we have the strength to say no when we need to say no. We have the strength to ask questions. And how did you get into hell in the first place? It's because you didn't do any of those things.
Right.
So honestly, if you just backtracked on your footsteps, you'd find out your way to happiness. But I realized that most people, when you're doing it, like, okay, when the first time you got pregnant, did you know what was going to happen? No, you read some couple of books, and everybody told you everything. And the thing was, hardly any of it even happened. And then some other stuff did happen. But nobody could tell you, like, nobody knows your path. Nobody knows the inner you than you. Now, there's some people who come close, like Randy, and even sometimes our children, and sometimes not. They think they do, but
yeah.
But even then, there will be people in your life, best friends, that will, like Glenda, like me. Sometimes we almost start with the same sentence, going, "I was just thinking that," and those are the people that you instinctively should be listening to, because they're going to have your best interests at heart. They are going to have the strength to tell you, no, you're being a complete idiot and you need to rethink that. Because I rely on her to do that.
And I rely on Mark to do that too.
Because we're not perfect people. By any stretch, we're learning and growing every day. That's why our mentors are so important. I mean, I have some of the best. I mean, Tony Robbins and Richard Branson, Donald Trump. Wow. I mean, they've taught me so much. And it wasn't from an online course. It was getting to know these gentlemen and listening to them. But taking the piece of each of them that was right for me.
Right.
Not just saying, oh, this one knows everything, so I'll just, because that's not the way it is.
No.
And any other mentor, they should also know that they're not all that either.
Exactly. We all gain bits and pieces from all of the people that we allow in our lives, that we learn to cherish and respect. I think it's important when we're picking out mentors, Mark, to look to somebody who, number one, you can connect with. Because, folks, so much of what we're telling you, and so much of even what mentors tell you and help you understand, it's the same thing. But, somebody can tell you one thing, their own way, and you just don't get it. And I mean, I went through that. I would research, I would read, I would listen to different people, and I just wasn't getting it. But then all of a sudden, one of my mentors is Bob Proctor, and he explained it, and we had conversations, and it's just like the clouds opened and the sun came out, and it's so easy. Oh, I get it now. thank you so much. And it really wasn't that he was telling me anything different. It was just the way that he was telling me, and quite frankly, the fact that I was ready to receive the information.
That's a really important part of this too. And you'll go through stages where you close down, especially if things are really bad. We're
Yes.
talking about hell, hell, hell.
Yeah.
Not, oh, I stubbed my toe.
Oh yeah.
Mm-mm. We're talking about real hell. And sometimes it's hard to see any path beyond that. And it hurts. It hurts. You feel cheated. You feel like maybe you did something wrong. How come bad things happen to me?
Mhm.
How come they always happen to me? And that's where you run into problems, because you start manifesting more of the bad stuff.
Right.
And you start thinking, and you're going down see that slope? We showed you that?
Yeah.
That slope, you'd be going down. Because you get in that mindset that you cannot help yourself. And when you're there, you really need someone that you can rely on that's going to help you get to where you need to go.
Right. And you know what? They're not going to do it for you, Mark.
Yep.
And some of what your mentor is going to tell you, you're going to try to fight with.
Mm-hmm.
You're just going to bow up and say, I can't do that. But you know what? They know you can.
Yeah.
And sometimes, if we'll just open ourselves up just enough to believe in the possibility and to latch on, maybe if we don't believe in ourselves yet, to latch on to the belief that they have in us, and then trust that, and then start taking those, even if it's baby steps.
Yep.
Okay, instead of fighting you, maybe I'll do just this one thing and see what happens.
Well, and it's like all of our lives. From being children, I can't ride a two-wheeler. I need training wheels.
Yeah, I need training wheels. I can't ride two wheels.
Yeah, but you know what? Then you do. But that's the thing. If you need training wheels to start off, that's your mentor.
Mhm.
That's somebody, that's your best friend holding your hand. But someone that doesn't just say, you're going down a slippery path and I'll just ride that with you. Somebody who can tell you, you're being a complete idiot. You need to rethink this, and where they know you're not going to be, you might be a little offended,
Mhm.
but you're not going to never be their friend again ever
Right.
because of it.
Right.
But you need those people in your lives, and that's why I'm so grateful that I have mentors. I have people I can count on. In my business, I have someone who does accounting. I have someone who does my programming. I can't do any of those things.
Oh.
I just seek out the best. When I first started, I wanted to learn how to do WordPress because, I have a lot to say, and I wanted to be a blogger, and I knew nothing about WordPress, so I had to get somebody to teach me how to do it. It is what it is. I took the time. It was something I was born with. I'm used to talking. That's why we record our shows instead of write them. But that's the thing. I had a message. I wanted to get it out, but I didn't know how I could do that. And so this is, learning what I had to learn.
Mhm.
And it was frustrating at first, but step by step, finally things got easier, and now I can whip anything off, and my business is running. But if I would have gotten impatient, if I would have got bullheaded, if I would have just stopped and said, well, you know what, I really want to be the best blogger in the world, but, that's too much work.
It's too hard.
Yeah.
It's too hard. Well, even way back, Napoleon Hill wrote Think and Grow Rich, and he was talking about Andrew Carnegie, and even Andrew Carnegie admitted that he didn't know anything about the steel industry. So what did he do? He surrounded himself with people who had what he called specialized knowledge, who could do the things that he couldn't do. So, I think if we all latch onto that and learn that lesson, that I don't have to know everything. I can push my ego out of the way, because my ego is telling me I have to know it all, I have to do it all. But if we can push that out of the way and say, you know what? I don't have to know it all, and I don't have to do it all. I just need to find the people to surround myself with to help pull me out of this hell, who have the knowledge to take me on the next step and the next step and the next step.
Yeah, and don't let them lead you down the garden path.
Yeah.
Because that can happen.
It can happen.
People have their own experiences, their own lives. Take everything with a grain of salt. Always do what you feel is right for you. And when it feels like it's not right for you, shift.
Question it.
Mm-hmm.
Ask why.
Yeah.
Say, okay, I get what you're saying, but maybe this direction is better for me because it feels better for me. Not that I'm going back into my comfort zone, because that's a whole nother
show
deal.
coming up.
Yeah, whole nother deal. But this direction feels more right for me. So I'm going to take it.
And you know what? As you go on climbing your way out of health, it gets easier doing the things and repetition of things. Sometimes, like I'm left-handed. It took me a long time to learn how to use a binder because it has rings in the middle and the paper's on the right-hand side. And, you just learn how to do it. And that's funny because everybody wonders why left-handed people write like that. It's because we were trying to get around the rings in the binder. So, and then after a while,
I never thought of that, Mark.
Exactly, and because, no right-hander would. But because you get used to doing something, you just simply do it all the time. Is it the best way? No. Now the binders are really gone. I don't write in them. I don't write like that anymore. But I did for the longest time because that was a built-in mechanism for me and a comfort level. One that I didn't need to break because who cares? And it was another way of keeping the ink off your hands too because you drive your hands through the ink.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I can see that.
So, things that you never needed to know about left-handed people.
You know what? I bet we taught somebody something because you just taught me something.
So, well, we just wanted to drop in today for just a short while, and in between our regular shows, and because we're here together, to talk about some of our challenges from our listeners, our viewers, our supporters, and followers. So we're going to sign off now because it's cocktail hour. We'll come back with a little glass of wine for a fireside chat with you guys. So hang in there. And we're going to check our email and find out what else our people want to know, and we're going to bring it.
Yeah.
So
I love it.
we'll see y'all in just a little bit.
See ya.